JMJC Radio,
news,
sports,
wrestling,
and much more. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of JMJC Radio, my weekly news podcast for the world of sports and celebrity deaths that will be available every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. EST. Speaking of celebrity deaths, Barry Kramer died January 4th, 2025 at 82. He played in the NBA for the San Francisco Warriors, New York Knicks, and New York Nets. Morris Bradshaw died January 2025. It didn't tell the date. At 72. He played in the NFL for the Oakland Raiders, helping them win 2 Super Bowls, New England Patriots, and Oakland Invaders. Larry Kish died January 2nd, 2025 at 83. He coached in the NHL for the Hartford Whalers during the 1982-83 season. Wayne Osmond died January 1st, 2025 at 73 from a stroke. He was best known as one of the 4 brothers in the group, the Osmonds. Al McNeil died January 5th, 2025 at 89. He played in the NHL for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, helping them win 3 Stanley Cups, Chicago Blackhawks, New York Rangers, and Pittsburgh Penguins. He also coached for the Montreal Canadiens, helping them win a Stanley Cup, and he also coached for the Atlanta/Calgary Flames. Brian Matsu died January 7, 2025 at 37. He played in the MLB for the Baltimore Orioles and Chicago Cubs. Bob Veal died January 5th, 2025 at 89. He played in the MLB for the Pittsburgh Pirates, helping them win 1 World Series, and the Boston Red Sox. And finally, in celebrity deaths, Dwight Foster died January 5th, 2025 at 67. He played in the NHL for the Boston Bruins, Colorado Rockies, New Jersey Devils, and Detroit Red Wings. Moving over to NFL news. The Dallas Cowboys have cut running back Ezekiel Elliott after he asked to be released. Green Bay Packers cornerback Jair Alexander is likely out for the remainder of the season due to a knee injury that had him sidelined since Week 12. The NFL fined New York Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers $11,255 for his late hit in last Sunday's blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills. Sorry, I was thinking of NHL there for a second. The Cleveland Browns have dismissed offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey and offensive line coach Andy Dickerson. The New England Patriots have fired head coach Jared Mayo after 1 season with the team. The Miami Dolphins are running it back next season with Mike McDaniel as coach and Chris Greer as GM. The Jacksonville Jaguars have fired head coach Douglas Peterson after 3 seasons. The New York Giants are retaining head coach Brian Daboll and general manager Joe Schoen. The Cincinnati Bengals fired several assistant coaches, including defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, offensive line coach Frank Polak, linebackers coach James Betcher, and defensive line coach Marion Hobby. The Seattle Seahawks have parted ways with offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb after 1 season. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Christian Watson is believed to have torn his ACL and sustained additional damage to his right knee Sunday against the Chicago Bears. The Indianapolis Colts have moved on from defensive coordinator Gus Bradley after 3 seasons. The San Francisco 49ers have fired special teams coach Brian Schneider. The Tennessee Titans have fired general manager Ran Carthon after 2 seasons. If it's Ron, I'm sorry, but on my computer it looks like Ran. Detroit Lions quarterback Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold is day-to-day with a foot contusion that he sustained in the team's regular season final Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings. And finally, the Las Vegas Raiders have fired head coach Antonio Pierce. Moving over to NBA news. The Detroit Pistons guard Jaden Ivey broke his fibula in his left leg in a collision with Orlando guard Cole Anthony during Wednesday's victory over the Magic. He will be re-evaluated in 4 weeks. Houston Rockets forward Jabari Smith Jr. fractured his left hand at shoot-around Friday and will miss 4 to 8 weeks. The Miami Heat have suspended wing Jimmy Butler for 7 games due to his recent comments about no longer wanting to play in South Beach. The Chicago Bulls are retiring Derrick Rose's number 1 jersey next season. Brooklyn Nets guard Cam Thomas suffered a new left hamstring strain in Thursday's 113-110 win over the Milwaukee Bucks and will miss the next 2 weeks. And the Dallas Mavericks star Kyrie Irving is expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks due to a bulging disc in his back. Moving over to NHL news. The New York Rangers have put goalie Igor Shesterkin on IR with an upper body ailment. The Dallas Stars have signed Oscar back to a 2-year, $1.65 million contract extension. Minnesota Wild captain Jared Spurgeon is considered week to week with a lower body injury. The team hopes to get him back in 2 to 3 weeks. The Toronto Maple Leafs have signed defenseman Philip Myers to a 2-year, $1.7 million contract extension. The Boston Bruins have signed Mark Kastelic to a 3-year, $1.567 million contract extension. Ottawa Senators goalie Linus Ullmark is considered week to week with a back injury. The Anaheim Ducks have signed Frank Vatrano to a 3-year contract extension. And I'm not going to tell you how it's done, how his contract is being done, because it's even confusing for me. The New York Rangers claimed winger Arthur Kaliev off waivers from the LA Kings. The Winnipeg Jets defenseman Josh Morrissey exited his team's 5-2 victory over the Nashville Predators. He is considered day-to-day. And finally, the Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired Colton Pullman from the Buffalo Sabres for Bennett MacArthur. And finally in the news, we have MLB news. Michael Lorenzen is returning to the Kansas City Royals on a 1-year deal worth $7 million. The Cincinnati Reds have acquired infielder Gavin Lux from the LA Dodgers in exchange for outfield prospect Mike Serrata and a competitive balanced round A draft pick. The Texas Rangers added yet another big arm to their revamped bullpen, signing right-hander Chris Martin to a 1-year contract. Martin's deal is for $5.5 million and includes a $1 million signing bonus. The Athletics and slugger Brett Rooker have agreed to a 5-year extension worth $60 million. The Chicago White Sox announced Tuesday that they signed the former Boston Red Sox top prospect. Sorry, I'm skipping that. I didn't put the name in for some reason. That's my bad. The Tampa Bay Rays extended pitcher Drew Rasmussen. The contract awards Rasmussen a $500,000 signing bonus and buys out his final 2 arbitration years. It pays him $2 million in 2025 and $5.5 million in 2026 and includes an $8 million option for 2027 with a $500,000 buyout. The San Francisco Giants and veteran right-hander Justin Verlander agreed to a 1-year, $15 million contract pending a physical. The Philadelphia Phillies have traded reliever Tyler Gilbert to the Chicago White Sox for minor league pitcher Aaron Combs. The Chicago White Sox and utility man Josh Rogis have agreed to a one-year contract. The Texas Rangers traded reliever Grant Anderson to the Milwaukee Brewers for pitching prospect Mason Molina. The LA Dodgers signed Korean second baseman, don't ask me how you say his first name, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. His last name is Kim, though, to a 3-year, $12.5 million contract. The Baltimore Orioles have agreed to a 1-year, $50 million contract with veteran right-hander Charlie Morton. And finally, the Kansas City Royals signed utility player Kevin Biggio to a minor league contract. Moving over to the action. Yesterday in NBA action, the Boston Celtics beat the Denver Nuggets 118-106. The Miami Heat beat the Golden State Warriors 114-98. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Utah Jazz 124-121. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the New Orleans Pelicans 104-97. The Dallas Mavericks beat the LA Lakers 118-97. The Charlotte Hornets beat the Phoenix Suns 115-104, and the Houston Rockets beat the Washington Wizards 113-112. Today in NBA action, the Oklahoma City Thunder play the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Washington Wizards play the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Chicago Bulls play the Indiana Pacers. Those 3 games start at 7 p.m. The Detroit Pistons play the Brooklyn Nets, and the Toronto Raptors play the New York Knicks. Both of those games start at 7:30 p.m. The Portland Trail Blazers play the New Orleans Pelicans at 8 p.m. LA Clippers versus Denver Nuggets at 9 p.m. and San Antonio Spurs versus Milwaukee Bucks at 9:30 p.m. Moving over to NHL action. Yesterday, the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2. The Columbus Blue Jackets beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3 in a shootout. The Vegas Golden Knights beat the San Jose Sharks 4-2. The Calgary Flames beat the Anaheim Ducks 3-2 in OT. The Winnipeg Jets beat the Nashville Predators 5-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. The Detroit Red Wings beat the Ottawa Senators 3-2 in overtime. The Dallas Stars beat the New York Rangers 5-4 in overtime, and the Edmonton Oilers beat the Boston Bruins 4-0. Today in NHL action, the Colorado Avalanche play the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Vancouver Canucks play the Washington Capitals. Both of those games start at 7:30 p.m. The Florida Panthers play the Utah Hockey Club at 10 p.m., and the Calgary Flames play the LA Kings at 10:30 p.m. Now on to sports standings. Here are the current NBA standings for the Eastern Conference. In first, the Cleveland Cavaliers with a 31-4 record and 10-game winning streak. In second, the Boston Celtics 27-10 record, 1-game winning streak. In third, the New York Knicks 24-13 record, 1-game losing streak. In fourth, the Orlando Magic 22-16 record, 1-game winning streak. In fifth, the Milwaukee Bucks 18-16 record, 1-game winning streak. In sixth, the Miami Heat 18-17 record, 1-game winning streak. In seventh, the Atlanta Hawks 19-18 record, 1-game winning streak. In eighth, the Indiana Pacers 19-18 record, 3-game winning streak. In ninth, the Detroit Pistons 18-18 record, 4-game winning streak. And rounding out the top 10, the Chicago Bulls with a 17-19 record, 2-game winning streak. In 11th, the Philadelphia 76ers 14-20 record, 1-game losing streak. In 12th, the Brooklyn Nets 13-23 record, 2-game losing streak. In 13th, the Charlotte Hornets 8-27 record, 1-game winning streak. In 14th, no surprise there because they're terrible this year, the Toronto Raptors, 8-28 record, 2-game losing streak, and that coming from a Toronto Raptors fan. And in 15th, the Washington Wizards, 6-28 record, 3-game losing streak. Moving over to the Western Conference. In first, the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 30-5 record, 15-game winning streak. In second, the Houston Rockets, 24-12 record, 2-game winning streak. In third, the Memphis Grizzlies, 24-13 record, 1-game winning streak. In fourth, the Denver Nuggets, 20-15 record, 1-game losing streak. In fifth, the Dallas Mavericks, 21-16 record, 1-game winning streak. In sixth, the LA Lakers, 20-16 record, 2-game losing streak. In seventh, the LA Clippers, 20-16 record, 1-game losing streak. In eighth, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 19-17 record, 2-game winning streak. In ninth, the San Antonio Spurs, 18-18 record, 2-game losing streak. And rounding out the top 10, the Golden State Warriors, 18-18 record, 2-game losing streak. In 11th, the Sacramento Kings, 18-19 record, 5-game winning streak. In 12th, the Phoenix Suns, 16-19 record, 1-game losing streak. In 13th, the Portland Trailblazers, 12-23 record, 1-game losing streak. In 14th, the Utah Jazz, 9-26 record, 1-game losing streak. And in 15th, the New Orleans Pelicans, 7-30 record, 1-game losing streak. Moving over to the NHL standings, starting with the Metropolitan. In first, the Washington Capitals with a 26-10-4 record, 56 points, 1-game losing streak. In second, the New Jersey Devils, 25-15-3 record, 53 points, 1-game winning streak. In third, the Carolina Hurricanes, 24-15-2 record, 50 points, 1-game losing streak. In fourth, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 18-17-6 record, 42 points, 2-game winning streak. In fifth, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 17-17-8 record, 42 points, 4-game losing streak. In sixth, the Philadelphia Flyers, 17-19-5 record, 39 points, 3-game losing streak. In seventh, the New York Rangers, 18-22 record, 38 points, 1-game losing streak. And in eighth, the New York Islanders, 15-18-7 record, 37 points, 1-game winning streak. Moving over to the Atlantic Division, in first place, my Toronto Maple Leafs with a 27-13-2 record, 56 points, 5-game winning streak. In second, the Florida Panthers, 24-15-2 record, 50 points, 1-game losing streak. In third, the Boston Bruins, 20-18-5 record, 45 points, and yet they're on a 5-game losing streak. In fourth, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 21-15-2 record, 44 points, 1-game winning streak. In fifth, the Ottawa Senators, 19-17-3 record, 41 points, 3-game losing streak. In sixth, the Montreal Canadiens, 19-18-3 record, 41 points, 2-game winning streak. In seventh, the Detroit Red Wings, 18-18-4 record, 40 points, 5-game winning streak. And in eighth, the Buffalo Sabres, 15-21-5 record, 35 points, 1-game winning streak. Moving over to the Central Division. In first, the Winnipeg Jets with a 28-12-2 record, 58 points, 1-game winning streak. In second, the Minnesota Wild, 26-11-4 record, 56 points, 4-game winning streak. In third, the Dallas Stars, 25-13-1 record, 51 points, 5-game winning streak. In fourth, the Colorado Avalanche, 25-15-1 record, 51 points, 1-game winning streak. In fifth, the St. Louis Blues, 19-19-4 record, 42 points, 2-game losing streak. In sixth, the Utah Hockey Club, because like I always say, you can always take the Arizona Coyotes out of the hockey club, but you can't take, or whatever. They're still as bad as they've always been, even though they have a new name. 17-15-1 record, 41 points, 1-game losing streak. In seventh, the Nashville Predators, 13-21, 7 record, 33 points, 1-game losing streak. And in eighth, the poverty franchise of the Chicago Blackhawks, 13-25, 2 record, 28 points, 1-game losing streak. And you may be wondering why I'm calling the Chicago Blackhawks the poverty franchise. They only have 28 points. They have the lowest points of any team in the league. That's why I'm calling them the poverty franchise. Somehow the San Jose Sharks have more points than they do. And finally, the Pacific Division. In first, the Vegas Golden Knights, 28-9, 3 record, 59 points, 3-game winning streak. In second, the Edmonton Oilers, 25-12, 3 record, 53 points, 4-game winning streak. In third, the LA Kings, 23-10, 5 record, 51 points, 4-game winning streak. In fourth, the Vancouver Canucks, 18-12-9 record, 45 points, 2-game losing streak. In fifth, the Calgary Flames, 19-14-7 record, 45 points, 1-game winning streak. In sixth, the Anaheim Ducks, 17-18-5 record, 39 points, 1-game losing streak. In seventh, the Seattle Kraken, 17-21, 3 record, 37 points, 3-game losing streak. And no surprise here, in eighth, the San Jose Sharks, 14-24, 6 record, 32 points, 1-game losing streak. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening. This has been JMJC Radio with your host, Jeremy Chaput. And as my two sayings always go, always shoot your shot before it's too late. And always tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know how much time you have left with them. Goodbye, everyone. Talk to you next time.